Hey guys, Amazing Ampharos here, picking back up with my trek through the final dungeon in Final Fantasy IV The Afternoon. And I know this is beginning to become a bit formulaic. I clear a section of the final dungeon, just a mirrored version of the other game's final dungeon, fight a boss, save and quit. But things are about to get mixed up. Because if nothing else, this is the last one of the areas in the final dungeon that is just a mirrored version of the previous game's final dungeon. And you're going to start seeing some new enemy types assault to me too that are a lot more powerful. Like the Shadow Dragons here that, as I remember, were supposed to be servants of Golbez, who attempted to kill Cecil and his companions before the Mist Dragon interfered. But this time they're just random monsters. Maybe that's why Golbez got out of the villainy business. It's just so hard to find loyal help. And that final outfit I just got is actually a piece of equipment for Calca and Breda. I believe the only one you get for free in the final dungeon. And of course, I scrapped Calca and Breda for airship parts, which I still feel was an excellent decision. But it does mean that that's not going to help me out. And now we're about to get some equipment that's about as useful as the final outfit to me. We're starting off with that Genji helm, which is truly a terrible piece of equipment. There's not a character in this game who cannot equip something that helps them more than that. And then we'll move up here, past the totally unnecessary save point, to get the Bloodless. A wonderful weapon with a mediocre attack stat that lowers all your stats in exchange for an HP drain effect. It has truly no use that I'm aware of. Even random mid-game weapons would be better for any character that can equip it. I think the developers just severely overestimated the value of that draining effect. And this white robe is a fantastic piece of equipment. Massive stat boost to Cora, which is nice because we get it just in time for this imposing boss fight. Oh, Golbez, you ruined it before the boss fight started. It's just the King and Queen of Eblon again. So we can use the tried and true strategy for this boss fight of doing nothing and we win, because I guess they really like Edge and they prefer not to kill him. Even if Edge isn't in your party, they still do this. The dialogue's different, though. And that's that. Don't worry, though. The myriad of bosses coming up that really like Golbez are still perfectly willing to fight us. It's only Edge who's so charismatic that his old friends and family don't want to fight him. But even though that wasn't a real boss fight, we do get a real one of these cutscenes. It's not one that gives us one of the bands, but it is a nice little pep talk that Luca gives Rydia about how we can save Cecil and we can save the high-powered Eidolon. And I certainly like that train of thought because just like Rydia has that emotional connection to Leviathan and Bahamut, I have that gameplay optimization connection. Because the Mist Dragon's already done such good work for me, and my memory is not so short that I don't remember how much stronger those high-level Eidolons are than the Mist Dragon. No, I'm not going to save and quit there after that non-boss fight. That would be ridiculous. And this room's a different color, so that should be a good sign that we're about to have some real gameplay. And the Murasame is a really funny weapon for Edge. It actually lowers the speed stat, but it gives him a large boost to strength and stamina. Overall, it's a pretty excellent piece of equipment. But it's a pretty silly piece of equipment, too. And I need to do some other equipment juggling here. I need to find the recovery rod in this mess of items. And give Golbez back the Fairy Rod, because Golbez is going to need every point of intelligence he can get for this boss fight. And unfortunately, that speed reduction means Edge no longer outspeeds Golbez, so running away is a little more obnoxious, but if Edge gains a level, he'll fix the problem. And I'm going to do something that probably gives away what boss I'm about to fight. But oh well. Phase 1 of the fight, all you really have to do is cast Firaga on them all with Golbez and you'll win. But that's just a warm-up. An Arc Beam with control over the dead. Yep, it's our good friend Scarmiglione. I hope I pronounced that right. And this seems a lot more dangerous than it is. These are just normal revenants. So this target all Firaga is going to pretty much kill all of them and deal a decent hit to the boss. And the boss actually always counterattacks anything that targets him with Thundaga, so you really want to make your hits count here. And by make your hits count, I mean only attack with Golbez. Or can get us a little free MP. And I just cast Spyra with... Oops. That's going to do very little damage and trigger a counterattack. Sorry, Rydia. I know this is a pretty tedious way to fight, but these counters will just tear you a new one if you really let them, so I'm just going with caution. But, of course, it's not done yet. Now we get to the real boss fight. Whoops. Oh, well, that's really not a useless thing to do. That's what I wanted to do. And Rydia really can't damage this boss at all, actually, so I'm just going to rely on her turns to use items, while Golbez attempts to actually do damage. I'm not really sure why, but he just takes 0 damage from all of Rydia's summons, and nothing Rydia can do other than summoning is really worth spending a turn on. And I could easily win this fight by using a couple others, but the boss is pretty close to dead, so I'm just going to go with the taunt strategy. And there we go. The first one of the 4 fiends is down. And even in death, he seems very grateful to Golbez. What a wonderful subordinate. But Golbez is upgraded, and he now has new fiends. Sorry, Scarmiglione. And the new theme is we get awesome power equipment every time we beat these enemies. This time we get the Stardust Rod, which actually isn't any better than the Fairy Rod, but it's just as good. So we don't have to worry about the equipment juggle between Rydia and Golbez anymore. And we can just backtrack here to take care of all our damage from the boss fight without even having to spend a tent on it. And get another one of these fun cutscenes. thank you, Luca, for saving us from a serious cutscene by taking it in a ridiculous direction. Oh, poor Palom. You don't even know the half of it. And there is a band that I cannot imagine ever using because there is no reason to ever have all those characters in your party. And the elevators are really nice because you can come back here and do some shopping at every one of them. In this case, I'm just going to take advantage of my ability to restock Phoenix Downs. Because as you probably noticed, I throw a lot of them in each boss fight. And then I'm going to save and quit, and I'll catch you guys next time as we venture into uncharted terrain. Have a good one.